Some people arrive like sunlight through dusty glass, quietly, but everything changes color. My name is Nina. I work mornings at a small photography shop on a narrow street near the park, the kind of place people forget still exists. Shelves of film rolls, the smell of developer, the faint hum of an old scanner. Most days pass softly. Customers, footsteps, the click of the front door. But that Tuesday had its own light. She came in just before closing, a girl in a white hoodie, skateboard under one arm, cheeks still pink from the wind. She looked around the shop as if it were a museum. "Wow," she said. "It actually smells like pictures in here." I laughed. "That's the chemicals." "Then chemicals have good taste." Her voice had that warm, easy tone, the kind that makes you want to ask more questions. She held up a disposable camera. "Can you develop this?" "Sure. Might take a day." "That's fine," she said. "I like waiting for things." She leaned on the counter while I wrote her name on the envelope. Lara. Her handwriting on the form was messy but alive, loops that looked like waves. "You take photos too?" she asked. "Sometimes," I said. "When the light tells me to. That's the best reason." When she left, the bell above the door jingled and didn't stop ringing in my head. I watched her cross the street, skateboard wheels scraping against the curb, hair catching the last bit of evening light. She turned once, waved, or maybe that was just my wish remembering wrong. That night, while I closed the shop, her camera sat on the counter like a secret waiting to unfold. I turned off the lights, but the glow of the neon sign outside painted the room in faint orange, the same color as her laughter still hanging in the air. And for the first time in a long while, I caught myself hoping morning would come faster. The next day, the photos were ready, a small envelope filled with sunlight and film grain. I told myself it was just another order, but my hands betrayed me. I opened it before she arrived. The pictures were imperfect and beautiful. Blurry skate tricks, puddles, reflections, her friends laughing under a bridge. But one photo stopped me. A self-portrait in the shop's window, with me faintly visible behind the glass, focused on the register. She must have taken it right before leaving. When the bell finally rang that afternoon, I already knew it was her. "Hey," Lara said, resting her board against the wall. "Do they look okay?" I handed her the envelope. "They look honest." She sat on the counter's edge, flipping through the prints. "Honest," she repeated. "That's rare." I smiled. "Film doesn't lie." "Maybe that's why I like it," she said softly. We looked at the photos together, our shoulders almost touching, the smell of rain drifting in through the half-open door. She stopped at the one with the reflection. "I didn't mean to take that," she said. "I'm glad you did," I answered. For a moment, neither of us moved. The clock ticked. A bus rumbled outside. A droplet slid down the glass, the kind of pause that feels like it might choose a direction on its own. Then she laughed quietly. "You ever close early?" "Sometimes," I said. "How about now?" We walked out into the late afternoon. The air shimmered gold. The street hummed with the end of day. She pushed her skateboard with one foot, slow enough for me to keep up. "Where are we going?" I asked. "Anywhere that doesn't ask questions." We ended up at the park. Wet leaves glistened. The lake mirrored the fading sky. She sat on the railing, camera hanging from her wrist, feet swinging. "Take one," she said, handing it to me. "So, I remember this right." I raised the viewfinder. "Smile?" She shook her head. "Just look." Click. The shutter caught it. That quiet connection, the not quite spoken thing that belongs only to first moments. When I lowered the camera, she was still watching me. "Maybe I'll develop this one tomorrow," I said. Maybe I'll come pick it up, she replied. The wind carried our laughter through the trees, mixing it with the last light. And for once, the world didn't need to hurry, because sometimes all it takes is one unexpected photograph, and the person who steps out of it, to remind you that ordinary streets can hold something extraordinary,